Okay, so I'm going to be working on a crochet granny square here. Okay, let me mute this. Oh, okay, how about I just pop out the chat? We'll do a chat pop out. Okay, top chat live, and then I'll just go someplace else with that. Okay, so I think I've got the chat there. Okay, so I'm going to get started here, and using a larger size crochet hook here, I'm going to do a chain of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Join with the first chain. I'm going to step up, and then I'm going to work the same cluster of stitches that I did yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do another cluster. 1, 2. Oh, that's not the cluster. That's actually a puff stitch. So is that what I did here? Yeah, I need to start over. I did the puff stitch, not the cluster. So the puff stitch is wrapping the yarn over, loop through, yarn over, pull through 2. Wrap the yarn over your hook, put it through the chain, yarn over, pull through 2. Wrap the yarn over your hook, put it through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do that 8 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to do, we've got one more cluster to make here. One more cluster here. And then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one's going to be similar, but I'm going to make the flower part not as full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work 1 half double crochet. I believe last night what I did was 3 and then 5. So this time I'm going to just do 1 half double crochet and then 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a half double crochet, and then we will slip stitch here in the center like this, so that it's not going to be as full as what it was last night. Okay, I'm going to do a half double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then half double crochet, and slip stitch. We're going to do this all the way around. 1/2 double crochet, 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1/2 double crochet and slip stitch. 1/2 double crochet and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/2 double crochet and slip stitch. Okay, let's lay it down. That's a pretty good flower. It's not as full as the other one I did last night, and so it's turning out pretty good. We're going to turn this into a square. 1/2 double crochet and then 5 double crochet. That's number 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1/2 double crochet, just like that, and then slip stitch, and then 1/2 double crochet. This is what we were doing, and then double crochet. So if you're new, double crochet is yarn over, put your hook below the chain, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1/2 double crochet like that, slip stitch. So a slip stitch is simply putting your hook below the loop here like that, yarn over, pull through, and then it kind of cinches it down. It pulls it down tight and snug like that. Now we're going to do 1/2 double crochet and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 1/2 double crochet, and then we will work a slip stitch and then 1/2 double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/2 double crochet. So we've completed a flower here right now. How long have we been on here? About 8 minutes. And so, that one looks a whole lot better. I liked the other flower though last night because we could actually pile them on top of each other and make different sizes to create a flower that way too. And so that might be for another video maybe. But I'm going to turn this one into a granny square. And that's what I said that we're going to do, is turn it into a granny square. So what I want to do is, do I want a slip stitch or do I want a single crochet in each one of these? Now I'm contemplating what I want to do. Okay, so I've got 5, 6, 7. So we're going to slip up. We're going to single crochet. How about we single crochet on up? 1 to the center, to the 4th stitch. We'll single crochet up to the 4th stitch here, and then I'm going to work a slip stitch and then chain 3, slip stitch, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get there eventually. 5, slip stitch in the same stitch, and then we will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we will slip stitch in here like that, and then single crochet on down to, well, this is where we do our slip stitch. Okay, so we don't want to do that in every stitch because we're making a square right now. We don't want to do that in every stitch. So what we will do, now I'm just going to single crochet in each one of these all the way around. We don't have to count unless you want to. I'm just going to work through below this loop at the top of everything on my way around like this. Just like that, and then slip stitch. And so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to slip stitch on in here, 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch in the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And then we are going to slip stitch, and then we are going to chain 3 and slip stitch all in the same stitch right there, and we will single crochet on down the side until we get down to our center valley here, where we will work a slip stitch down here. So you can see we've got 2 of our corners made right now, 2 of our corners, and so far we've got a nice little square coming out of this. We've got a nice little square so far. And okay, so our next petal here, we're just going to work single crochet all the way around the curve, just like that, all the way around the curve. And then we are going to slip stitch. I'm just kind of going on down a little further, so then I'm tucking it in there nice and tight like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is unravel. I've got to unravel a little bit of yarn. If anyone has any questions, you can leave them in the comments or leave a comment at a later time. And so what I'm going to do now is work single crochet. Slip stitch 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch, and we're going to work a chain 3, and then slip stitch, and we're going to 1, 2, and 3 right there like that. Slip stitch down here. Okay, I've got one more to do. So you see we've got a nice square coming out of this. It's not as full as the one I did yesterday. So the one I did yesterday was a flower petal, and this one's not. I didn't want this one as full, so we can work the granny square out of it, kind of make it a pretty medallion. We can call it a medallion or block. This is actually, I should have put block on there because block right now is such a popular word, especially on YouTube. I should have done block. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. I can always do it later. Yes, I can. Okay, slip stitch. And so we've got this little guy here looking like this, and just like that. Okay, oakley dokley. So I'm at my last. Okay, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch, and 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch just like that, and 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch like this, slip stitch, and then we will work single crochet all around. This part does not have to be perfect. If you find that you need extras or need to eliminate some, it's still going to work. Okay, so now I'm going to work a slip stitch down here like this. Okay, so now I'm going to set it down. I like to kind of look at it a little bit right now. I'm going to just set it down here. it appears to me that it is still a tiny bit. It's going to work though. I think I'm going to be able to get this one to work though. It's still a tiny bit full, a little bit fuller than what I would want with these. I don't know why these aren't. Maybe it's possible I may have put an extra single crochet. Now what I can do, if I wanted to do this less, I could actually just work less single crochet in these around so it doesn't pucker as much, because that's what I'm getting is a puckering effect there. And so it's a really beautiful medallion here, and it's already a square like this. You could use it as an ornament on your Christmas tree if you wanted to, an ornament on your Christmas tree, whatever you want to use it for. I prefer lace my own self, but I'll show it in yarn because it can make a blanket or a scarf, a medallion, freeform, whatever you want to turn it into, you can do it. So I'm going to work the new style of single crochet that I've learned. I should stop calling it new style because I've done it for probably 10 years now, so it's not that new. It's just something I learned new about 10 years ago. So I guess it would be kind of like if I bought a new car 10 years ago, then it's probably still going to be new, right? Even though it's not new anymore. It's like when you buy a new house and the house is 50 years old, but it's new to you, right? Okay, so we're up here. We have a double crochet. Is that going to work? A double crochet? Or should I triple? Do I need double or triple? So let me do 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do a double crochet, or a single crochet there. So double. I think double is going to work. Or should I triple? Now I'm contemplating if I need a double or a triple. But I'm going to do a chain 3. Yeah, let's just do a chain 3 right there and a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll be able to tell a little bit more on this side. Okay, so I'm going to work a double crochet, and I'm going to be able to tell, yeah, double crochet is going to work. Most definitely it's going to work. Even though the chain, yeah, that looks pretty good if I could keep it on camera, but you know, working on a cell phone and not having the most optimal conditions. You know, I'm not a professional studio, that's all I'll say. Even though those professional studios, I'll tell you right now, people who crochet are in high demand to be cattle farmed. Yeah, cattle farmed is a good word. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting some TikTok notifications. I'm not sure why. I'm just going to work a single crochet in the center up here like this. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're working a series of chains. I'm going to do double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have someone right now who's posing as AI as someone from the military who's trying to scam me on TikTok. I'm not going to say their name, but they're trying to scam me out of money. And they're using AI, and they look like our current vice president. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm they keep contacting me. Sometimes it's every other day. So it's kind of like what they do here on YouTube when the networks, I've noticed a common denominator here on YouTube. They change names. They change YouTube channels, the YouTube pseudonyms, and then they try to scam people out of things. Now it's hard for them to do on YouTube because YouTube got rid of inboxing. Now we do have email, but you know, for me it's like I grew tired of the scammers years ago, and so then I just start recording them, and you know, but the more you record them, the more they like that, because then it gives them exposure. But at the same time, I don't want to contribute to actually other people doing the same thing, and then it becomes a scam. Because I know there's a guy, he calls himself a scam baiter on TikTok, and he's on YouTube at the same time. And I wrote something in the comments, and I said, well, I said, don't you think that, I said, don't you think that when you do that stuff that you become, that you teach people how to scam other people? And then I got annihilated by someone in the comments. They're like, no, what do you mean? They always say that, what do you mean? And I said, well, I said, yes, he's teaching people how the scams take place, but at the same time, then he's influencing other scammers to potentially scam other people. And, you know, so I've said that can become a problem too. Oh, they don't like it when I say that. They do not like that when I say that. You know, so his whole business is based off of bait scamming. And I even brought up again today related to what he said. He says, well, I posted the phone number on Discord so other bait scammers can go and try to hack into their computers. And I wrote, well, isn't hacking against the law? And someone writes me and says, well, yeah, yes, it is. And I said, well, why would he do that? Because now he's influencing people to hack into computers. So then I questioned the validity of the bait scammer, of what he's doing, because he's telling people to go try to hack into their computer. And so then I posted the third scenario of, well, maybe it's just all a show and it's all fake and none of it's real. And so he's just influencing people to scam and fraud other people to begin with. And then he was talking about, he said something about there was a YouTuber who got their computer is owned by the feds now for some reason, because of bait scamming or something like that. And they said that they are using his computer, that they took over a bait scamming, the Department of Justice took over a bait scammer's YouTube channel and website, is what they said. They took over the whole website. And so I don't know if that's what he's talking about, or if this is the FBI and the Department of Justice doing it right now. I have no idea. But he's funny sometimes, you know, and it's like there is a lot of things that he teaches. I agree with that. But you know, the thing is that for every good practice that you teach, there's always a bad practice that can come out of it too, you know, where other people think, oh, well, I'm going to do this to other people. Hopefully they don't, but, you know, at the same time, it's like eventually people will get bored of it. But apparently it's been going on for a long time. And it's just gotten worse as the internet has gotten larger. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is work a series of half double crochet. Let me just do a double crochet in here, a half double crochet like this. So I'm going to do, how many am I going to do? Maybe 5. Let's start off with 5. 5 in each loop around. We'll see how that works. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we're here in the corner. So let's do 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then we will do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I'm going to skip over. Yeah, I'm going to skip over and do, then I'm going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then work a half double crochet here in the center. Now I have actually talked to the bait scam, or not the bait scammers, but the scammers. They are nasty. They are nasty. I can't tell you how nasty they are. They are disgustingly nasty, and they're from foreign countries. They're the people who come into the United States and they set up shop inside of the United States using the migrant status, and then they steal the information and they send it outside the United States. That's how they're doing it. I know for a fact. I know for a fact that's how they're doing. I've seen the operation run inside of the United States. I know how it's done. And so I think the federal government is actually right now, I think they know that the scammers from the foreign countries are so dumb, which they are. They've invited them to come into the United States, and then they're watching how they're scamming people. And then I think that's how they're arresting them then, because they've scammed so many people. They've just invited, because they get so confident is what happens. They get really, really confident. And then they're taking people's personal information. So they'll let them run a business. This is what they're doing. They let them run a business. Um, and then they probably are taking pictures of personal information at the business and then selling it to foreign countries and other places. And that's how you end up with all those spam phone calls, because of the fact they all have cameras. Well, they're sitting right there at the cash register, and they have your personal information, they have your phone number, your address, and they just completely ignore the rules of the United States, especially when they think that they're in their own country. And so when someone tells them that they're actually in their own country, but there are other people who speak a different language in their own country, then, and then they're bilingual their own self, then they're running a shady business that's open for scams. They don't even know what country they're in. Someone sent them to the United States, and they have no idea that they're in the United States. They think they're in India. That, so, and then they just take the grant money, send it on back to their own country while they're scamming people inside of the United States. I don't know how long they're going to let them run the operation to do what they're doing before they arrest them. I don't know. Hopefully they arrest them sooner than later before they scam any more people, or they just put their business out of business so they literally can't have any more business inside of the United States. That's what I'm kind of hoping they do with them. Now this one is kind of full, but it's working though. You see that? It is full, but let me do one more round here. Well, I need to finish this side over to the other side, and I'll do another round. And I think that it probably should flatten itself out. Okay, so let me do 1, 2. It's really a pretty square. Okay. Oh no, I shouldn't have done. I wasn't doing double crochet half. Did I do half? I don't know now. Okay, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now they've also been saying that everything has ended related to what they were doing, and I'm so glad that's ended. I am so glad that other thing they were doing has ended, because it was nasty. I can't tell you how nasty it was. I mean, and the people on the internet got so nasty. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I think they're probably going to be losing money, whatever it is they're doing, or whatever they were involved with. I have no idea. So they want. I have no idea. That's all, and where I'm going to leave it at that. When related to deceptive practices. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do 3 half double crochet, 2 and 3 chain 2, and then we are going to do 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that is scary though too, being in 2 places within 5 years, which feels like you're being held hostage, which in many circumstances, there's a, you know, even marriage sometimes can feel like you're being held hostage. And it is. Money holds people hostage. You know, when you have it taken away from you and you lose your job, you're being held hostage then to something you have that's completely out of your control. That is really, really pretty. I need to finish the center part though. Okay, center, I should have finished it before I put it down to inspect it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, what I could have done maybe was just eliminate these in each one of these posts possibly, but now I've got them there, so in order to make them pretty much close, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want my stitches to be as close to numbers as possible. But see, this is so flexible that at any given point I can add stitches in at any given point. Now that's a really pretty square. I would put it in just like this actually, and I would make it work. Looks like about a 6-inch square right now. That's what it looks like, about 6 inches. That's really pretty. I really like that a lot. And so you see how we took our flower? We had a center flower that we made. Then I turned it into a square with little fancy chains here up in the corner. And so let me see here. I'm going to work it's kind of an extended chain here. And I'm going to do double crochet this time. Okay, I'm just going to do double crochet and work in the top of each stitch around like this. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 double crochet in the corner, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see how this looks. I can get a good idea if it's too full. It does look pretty full. I'm thinking here I'm not too fond of how full it is, actually. And so right now, I wouldn't go any further with this, which I'm not going to. I'm actually I'm gonna rip this out all the way around. I'm gonna start over from, where am I gonna start out? From here. Just from here. I'm not ripping out very far. Okay, so we're frogging this part, ripping and ripping, we're frogging this part. So this is how you work things out, trying to make the square as flat as possible. And so we're frogging right now. Okay. So I've gone back here to the beginning of where I put the chains in. So this time what I'm going to do, I'm not going to work a stitch in any of these posts right here. So maybe I think I'm going to try 4, 4, 4, 4. I think that should work. I am going to work a chain. Well, I kind of already have a chain there. I'm just going to do 4 double crochet. 1. I'm going to do double crochet this time. 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to do 3 double double crochet in the next, in the corner loop there, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then in the next loop we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm skipping these. In the next loop I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that looks a lot better than what I had before. Oh, that's a lot better than what I had before. Okay, hang on a second here. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now I need to do 1, 2, 3, 3 in the corner, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4 double crochet in each chain across. That's number 2, 3, 4. This is going to turn out this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're at the corner. We've got 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Let's see how this looks. It should look pretty good right now. Yes, it does. It looks, we could still be, no, I think it looks okay right now. The only thing I might do in the future, working this one, is less in the flower petals. But otherwise, right now it's looking good, and I would continue with this one, using it the way it is. Because I like how it looks. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit full. I've had granny squares. Some of them are perfectly flat. Others have been a little bit full and fluffy and ruffly. I can get them to all work in a granny square Afghan. And you know, when you wash them, sometimes they kind of stretch out a little bit, and they just the dryer, and then they settle back in, and You know, so the yarn is kind of forgiving when it comes to, um, you know, if you have something that's a little bit too full or fluffy at times. So number 2, 3, 4, and then, let's see. I can't believe I've got over 300 live streams. I'm shocked. I can't believe I got that many. Uh, in 2 years, I've got over 300 live streams, and I still can't get up to the 400 watch hours that I need. With this, I think it'll help a little bit. Doing crochet and drawing, both are helping quite a bit. Oh crap. Oh, kraut. I need to say what Grandma said was oh, kraut. Okay, oh, kraut. Grandma always said that. Oh, I'm so perturbed. Oh, kraut. Oh, kraut. Oh, goodness gracious, Grandma. Oh, kraut. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now, I heard something kind of funny on the radio today. They were talking about, which I don't go in the car a whole lot, but on the radio they were talking about counseling sessions where you can just have them on the phone with somebody. And I thought, my gosh, how do you know that you're not talking to an AI chatbot? So you could be paying $100 an hour for a session with an AI chatbot. And I'm thinking, what if you end up with Grok? That would be horrible. Oh, this one turned out really pretty. I like this. I actually love the colors though. And that's one of the things I love about this yarn. The yarn that I'm using. I'm not going to say what the brand is, but I totally love it. You can find it on Amazon. And when I had my original YouTube channel, someone sent this brand to me for free. And I've just been using it ever since because it was a nice cake type of a yarn. It's not that brand that sells the cakes, it's a different brand. But I just loved it. And it's kind of thinner than the regular 4-ply, but I still love it anyway. And this one looks somewhere between 6 to 7 inches right now. So I think this would be about a 7-inch square as it is right here. But this is one I would use it, and I would actually send it in if I was doing a granny square exchange, I would send it in that granny square exchange. Well, hello. Who have we got here? Let me see who we've got here. If I can get over to my channel. Let's see here. I can see better on the screen than I can. Okay. Oh, Navy Allison? Navy Allison, why hello. Navy Allison, 188. Have anything you'd like to say? Were you in the United States Navy? That's what I want to ask. I always ask that. Sorry, I missed your last few streams. Well, thank you. That's okay. I know you're not going to be able to catch all of them. You were in the United States Navy. Nice. So do you have anything you'd like to share about the United States Navy? The floor is yours. Heck, there's people I would love to plug in related to my YouTube channel if they had anything they wanted to say. I can't do it when I already have a stream that I've made. I can't just accept a link and let somebody in. But you know what's so strange is that sometimes it seems like people would like to talk on my stream and they come in and then I can't actually then when I have a live stream where I have people talking, then nobody comes in that wants to talk. But something that was kind of heavy on my heart today or in my spirit, I guess, I don't know how to word it, was that, and it was kind of making me a little bit upset. I was thinking about being a former military spouse, and it still comes into my mind every now and again. It's like, am I supposed to spend the rest of my life where I don't tell someone that I was a military spouse for dating because of the fact of what happened in my second marriage? And I just kind of think it's like, I just hope other women haven't had to suffer through, which I'm afraid, I know my daughter did. Well, my daughter was, I mean, she was young too. But I'm thinking like myself, I was older. And, so it's kind of comes with the online scams and things like that, where someone tells you what they want to hear related to dating. And they're thinking, oh, well, I've got this person, used to be married, doesn't really make any money. They're kind of naive because they followed their husband around the world and they don't know anything. They're kind of dumb, you know. I'm just kind of talking out loud here a little bit, venting a little bit. And, and then not only that, then he took advantage of the fact that I was a military spouse, and so he took everything that I told him. It was kind of in confidence and uses it against me. It's like, so, in the same capacity, and, you'll figure it out. When I'm done with you, I'm done, and I want to just dispose of you. I want you to go off someplace else, and, because he don't want to be married anymore. You figured it out with your military husband. Now you can figure it out with me, because he's done with me. He got what he needed out of me. And so that's why I'm asking these questions. Maybe I just shouldn't have told him anything, if you wanted a person just to control, why bother getting married? Why? I asked that question over and over again. Why did he have to get married? He should have just avoided me like the plague. I would have rather had him avoid me like the plague, because I don't object to men who want to stay single forever. That's their personal business. And he should have stayed away from me. If that's truly what he wanted, he should have never, ever, ever dated. He should have never gotten married to me, ever. And so for me, that's like a marriage fraud and a marriage scam. That's the only thing that I see related to the type of scammer, slumbag, American citizen husband that I was married to. But that's just how I feel. I'm, probably at the, talking through things out with myself, and, things went worse. There was something else that was kind of heavy. Oh, I know what it was. I think I talked about it in this video related to the scammers. Knowing that they were brought to the United States, and they made things worse. They literally did. Because they don't make things look, I'll tell you right now, the migration crisis does not make things look good for American men. It just doesn't. They made things look worse for American men. I'll tell you that right now. Because I just hope not all American men are that nasty. These men that they brought in from other countries, nasty, nasty, nasty. A lot of them deserve to be in prison. If they were literally unloading prison people into the United States, if what Donald Trump said is true, every last one of them needs to be in prison, as far as I'm concerned. Along with, my ex-husband, he should be in prison right along with them in the asylum. As far as I'm concerned, they can ship him off to a different country too. As far as that goes, I don't care. I would like for him to be in prison. He should not have gotten what he did at all. He should be in prison for the rest of his life. No, someone said yesterday again, they said, well, all these people who have charges against them, they're supposed to be in prison until they're trial comes up. And I was just thinking, it's like, well, what happened with my relationship, with my marriage? I mean, because I know the court system is so far behind. Why would my relationship or my marriage have been expedited fast? Why would that have happened? And what happens to the investigation? And like, you know, because I have no idea how things work. And I think that a divorce and a criminal trial are separate. So how would they do a divorce and a criminal trial fast at the same time? And, you know, so nothing made sense. And it's like, not only that, the stress that I was under. Like, I would, you know, if I was an attorney, I would probably talk to a client and say, well, you know, I think that right now we might have to delay this for a little bit because of for some cooling off period or something. And yeah, cooling off period, recognizing that the client is under a ton of stress, but not making it worse. Making it worse? That makes no sense to me. Why you would take your client and make it worse. That makes no sense whatsoever at all. You know, so I've kind of said that I think that my divorce lawyer should be in prison, and I think they're getting ready to set him up. Or if maybe he's already been set up, I don't know. You know, because, you know, the ladies and, you know, they've kind of told me how everything works. You know, YouTube has really said a lot of things of how the for-profit system works, especially related to the legal system. And they said that the judges actually are charging these lawyers a lot of money to file cases, so that these lawyers are fraudulently storing information inside of their buildings. And I would bet whoever bought my former attorney's building, I bet he left information inside of the building. I just bet he did. I bet he didn't take all of it with him. You know, he'd have to store it himself. And what he did just aligns with this woman in San Francisco. Everything aligns. So I'm thinking, I must have had the worst corrupt attorney in my county that I could have ever gotten. And I thought he was going to be a decent guy. You know, so it's like, yeah, I might have liked him at one time. And you know, well, it's the same principle as liking a husband now, isn't it? Even though he was never my husband, but, you know, sometimes I feel like I want to. Plus, he took money just like my husband did, and it's like, what the hell? Yeah, I think no, it wasn't Grok, ChatGPT was talking about that with transference. But this guy I really liked. I'm glad I never had any type of intimate relationship with him, that's for sure. Glad I didn't. I wanted to oh my gosh, in the worst sort of way. I shouldn't be saying that right now. No, I'm telling the truth though. I mean, you know, I need to do that. I need to tell the truth so I feel good about it. So, you know, like any woman, when you're mad at something, there's things you might do that are irrational, like any human being, and that's normal. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. And so I have to say it coming from what appears to be a granny, old granny, stodgy, Christian-based, conservative side of things. But I'm telling the truth here. You know, I've been pegged on both sides. I've been pegged as a nasty, lefty, far lefty woman when I have certain opinions about things. And when people look at me, then I'm pegged as a far right-wing nationalist of some sort. So I'm pegged as a right-wing and a left-wing nut job, no matter which direction I go. I'm a right-wing nut job, left-wing nut job, even though I don't identify with either one of those empty wagons. They're just the legacy media is a bunch of empty wagons. Yeah, I know I'm rattling a little bit right now, but it's my channel. I can rattle, can't I? And so I haven't in quite some time. But I am right now. I'm rattling a little bit. Maybe I should, I don't know. yeah, I've been rattling on this channel, and, you know, so I guess I'm just going to have to get over it. It's like my divorce attorney screwed me without literally screwing me. So he didn't have to. I mean, yeah, there's an alternate context of screwing someone when you screw them out of something. And, you know, I thought he was a man of integrity, but apparently not. He's going to have to live with it. You know, him and my ex-husband, I guess they'll be in a jail cell together. That's probably what will happen. They're going to do stuff like that, you know. Even someone said, they were talking about today on the chat, they were saying Jack Smith did Fanny. And it's like, really? You guys are saying that he had an affair with Fannie Willis? Jack Smith had an affair with Fannie Willis too? That's what they're saying. I have no idea what to believe, but right now it's like, well, gosh, the president loves gossip. The president literally loves gossip. He loves the tabloid magazines. I'm not a fan of it, but, you know, I don't like to go toe-to-toe with someone who's gaslighting. I don't like that kind of stuff. I like to have civil discussions where people take their turns having a discussion. Right now I'm just having a discussion with myself of, you know, probably a little bit of runoff stuff, but most everything I'm trying to forget. The more I have the TV off, the more I don't listen to it, the more I don't have pop-ups coming up, and I just ignore it. You know, I do get little pop-ups from TikTok every now and again when someone uploads a video, but the thing is, it's like, well, I don't have to look at it, you know. This is the stuff I liked doing. I liked teaching and doing things that were educational, things that were fun that maybe other people liked. So, yeah. So my whole perspective, you know, that was something else that came up today, even about family, in my feed, in my YouTube feed. It was about that family is not always going to be there for you. And this was related to, they call it a message from God. And I do like listening to some of the spiritual things, even though I don't identify with any label. I just believe I'm a human being of the earth. I'm created of the earth, and I go back to the earth when I pass away. I don't believe there's anything thereafter that, other than me becoming another part of the earth again, you know. So, you know, but other people can believe what they want to believe. That's fine. You know, maybe this week I'm going to believe in Santa Claus. You know, maybe I'll just believe in Santa Claus again this week, and I'll just make some fun little videos and believe in Santa Claus. And you're never told to believe in Santa Claus. Santa Claus is real, right? I'm going to ask Santa Claus. Maybe Santa Claus will bring me something that I want. And then again, I'm not holding my breath. Well, actually, Santa Claus kind of helped with something maybe about 2 months ago. Or was that just me again doing what I needed to do? My gut instinct was doing what I needed to do, because when things get really, really bad, I will sabotage the hell out of something until to the point that I have to, yeah, that's kind of me doing it, me doing things. I don't think anybody else had a hand in it. Well, they knew about things, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense. They have all these websites and things. Report this, report this, report this. And it's like, well, what good is reporting it if you're never going to act on the tips that people report to? Or you keep saying, oh, we can't help you with that. We don't have the money. It's not funded anymore. And what good is it? That's what I'd like to know. What good is it? So that's where I am right now. I feel better. I do feel quite a bit better related to my mentality now. I do have things I need to get done. It still makes it really hard in my situation because of the situation. but, but people have been such jerks related to when I mention things, that there's no point in mentioning it anymore because people on the internet are not your friends. I used to think that, well, there was a few people actually at one time, and I've lost touch with the real people that I liked. I have found a few actually. So I don't want to be too critical because I do have a few people that I do like, who I've gotten back in touch with, even though we don't have groups or anything like that. We just leave comments in the comment section. But other than that, it's like, oh, well, what's happening right now? The thing that came up is people who want to watch what you do. They don't have your best intentions at heart. Because of the fact that they just want to try to copy you. And it's like, well, right now, why do you want to copy me when you have 1 million subscribers? I don't. And why are you trying to copy me again? That's what I'm curious about. If someone has like 1 million subscribers, then why are they trying to copy me? Or why are they trying to belittle me and be mean to me on my live streams when they have 1 million subscribers? I don't. And so they want to just bully me off of the internet by making nasty remarks about me because I'm a female. Or, oh my gosh, if I was Fannie Willis, they'd be saying right now, oh, she played the female card. See, they're saying that to her. They're trashing her in the same way, related to some other things. But some of that is overbaked, though. It's completely overbaked and has been for over 40 years. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of men who don't want a woman because they're like, well, do we really need to have a woman as president? Do we really need to have a woman as president? That's where they go with it. It's like, well, do you really need a woman to have a baby or to, make yourself feel good? No, you can use your hand. How about that? that's where you're gonna, that's the direction you've gone now. So when you're crappy to women, you're gonna get a crappo back. When you leave women out, you leave women behind. That's what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna be sleeping alone. And women actually are not, women can do things. And, yeah, you can make fun of women all you want. She don't care. Like when I was a little girl, me and my sister slept in the same big bed. My grandma had a big bed. Nobody said that we were gay or anything like that. And it's like, even adult women, gosh, you see that on the Golden Girls. Women can talk about things and be friends together and, do things together. And why would the word someone says bother you? I mean, why is it that you have to demean someone else to feel good and big about yourself? Why is that? That's what I'd like to know. Got all these men who want to play in women's areas to make themselves feel bigger and better. So they can do better on YouTube. That's basically what it is. So they can do better on YouTube. It's like, okay, you go do it by yourself. I'm not going to participate in your group. You do it by yourself. And, I think that's a good message for other women too, because I've always said, the ones that want to do it by themselves, they can go on ahead. I don't like their rage baiting. That's what he's doing, is his rage baiting, and I don't like his shitty attitude of things, and he needs to do it by himself and leave the rest of us alone. And the other women, either they come around or they don't, or they just, it's like they're just an acquaintance. They're trying to do the same thing, but at the same time, they still want to, they don't want to, I can't, I'm not in their heads, but, I get it. It's like he's destroyed the crochet community. He's destroyed the crochet community. I can't tell you how much, because of the nastiness from Facebook. And so, so we can jump in on trends. This is what I'm going to share with you. We can jump in on trends at any time that we want to. And, we don't have to mention any person's name whatsoever. We can just eliminate it completely out of our vocabulary. What's so funny is then they're left guessing, especially when they're men. A lot of men have very low self-esteem when it comes to, wanting to be better than women. When they're of that, the narcissist type, wanting to be better than women, um, I guess it seems like it hurts their heart a little bit, when women ignore them. And so there's a thing taking on YouTube that's very similar to that of the President of the United States right now. And, some of them who have been mean to women and who have excluded women. And unfortunately, that was a common thing taking place on Facebook. And it's like, why do you have to bring it to YouTube? Why do you have to be that way? Why do you have to do your email list? Go do your email list. Go do your Facebook page. Do it by yourself. And don't expect the rest of us to actually boost you up because you think that you're king shit. Because I'm not interested. I'm just not. It becomes too much work to have to think about rage baiting for views. I'm just really not interested. Or rage baiting because you left a nasty comment and you want to tear down my self-esteem without even thinking about that I was violently abused in a marriage. So I think that the thing that I see is that this person is doing is all they've done is actually rage baited. And I don't even think that, I think they're living a lie. I think he's living a complete lie because he can't keep up with all his lies. I have watched a few of the live streams and he can't keep up with his lies. And I think that's why he doesn't live stream as much anymore. Oh, no, I think he does, but he can't keep up with his lies because of the fact that when he tries to do something, he just ends up flubbing up all his words and he can't say anything right because of the fact that I've noticed that when people are trying to steal someone else's story, when it never hasn't happened to them, they can't keep up with their own lies. They just can't. So you guys need to think about that when you're trying to steal someone else's story and you don't know the full story of what happened. That's going to come back on you. That's what's going to happen. So, yeah, so because of interest based, there's just a lot of things I'm eliminating from my vocabulary, and I'm just not going to use the words anymore, because that's how the internet works with interest based, and I'm just going to focus on crochet and drawing and eliminate, some words the best I can, or I'm just going to create a new spelling. I'm just going to eliminate the garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. And, a lot of it is garbage. What is there like? I think YouTube said they have 1.6 billion accounts, Google accounts and YouTube channels or something like that. They have a lot. So there's a lot of people that I can end up around on YouTube. And so, so for people who don't have my best interest at heart, I'll find other people. I've actually found quite a few on TikTok, actually, which is kind of fun. Not all of them have my best interest at heart, but the thing is, some of them are young, and it's like, I can't tie into young people. I'm not going to. I tried that just one time, and then someone explained to me what was going on, and it's like, oh my gosh, I felt so terrible. I'm going to tell you why I felt terrible. The person explaining it to me told me that the woman was special needs, and then I understood more. Plus, not only that, she was young, and so she was discovering something new. And so when I learned that, it's like I felt terrible. And I think I did go back and apologize to her for, I said something, I think I could have worded it differently, maybe. And, but I didn't know she was special needs. And so then I started thinking, kind of started holding back because it's like, yeah, you're right. There is varying degrees of special needs, and I needed those reminders all the time. Having had a special needs person in my own family, um, so I needed that reminder to think that, oh yeah, there are special needs people on the internet. But right now, I've seen special needs people on TikTok too. You know what I love? One of my favorite things, I hope they're on tonight. There's these women, and I think that they're either the caretakers or former caretakers of the special needs women, and they're singing together. And so they each sing independently sometimes. And one of the girls, she's literally gotten married. She has a husband. I don't think she has any kids, but they're singing Christmas carols together. And then I guess they still get together because sometimes they'll say, "Oh, well, I'll see you later. We're going to." So I don't know what's going on, but I love their camaraderie together. You can tell these women love these young women. So I don't know if they're in long-term forever homes of special needs, and so they have little stories and things they tell, which that is common in special needs communities, is that they come up with stories for each other. And some of them, they talk to them as though that they can get married, and it sounds to me sometimes that, I don't know if it's imaginary what goes on. I don't care how they do it, but I've seen it, I've heard of it, and sometimes it makes the family members angry and upset, because I started thinking that about my own family member. I thought, that's all they have. That is all they have, is the home they live in, the institution they have lived in. And if they're going to just tell a few little stories and make things up, that's all they have. That's all they have, because nobody's going around to see them. That's all they have. So, and I think sometimes that's even with the United States military as well. They tell stories too. I think a lot of them will tell a lot of stories. Maybe not all of them are true. And I think that's how it's always been. Especially when they talk, oh my gosh, I'll tell you this. When I was a young woman, I was kind of chubby my own self, but there was a guy, he was mean to his own wife, and he told my ex-husband, my kid's dad, that he had slept with me. And it's like, well, that never happened. That never happened. And, and so then he was just trying to start something with my husband. And so this guy, I think he just wanted out of the military, and that was his way. And so this was the guy who literally had slammed his wife's head down on the car. I saw it happen. My husband saw it happen. I couldn't figure out why he didn't call the police, though. Why he didn't call the military police. And my husband, he says, well, I'm just going to notify the chain of command in the morning. Why he didn't call the police, I don't know. But I think this other guy, they were the same rank. Why, I don't know why he didn't report it. Like that, to this day, it still slays me why he didn't report it to the police. But back then we weren't told to call the police as much as we are now. It's almost like we've been given permission, call the police. That's their job to do that, and put things in motion into the court system in the direction where they need to go, and if it needs investigated, and which direction into the system it needs to go in. But I will never forget that. And so on the federal level, that still has me in the mind of watching this woman get her head beat down on a car. My kids are in the back seat, and my ex-husband is watching that happen. Then it makes it easy for him to become violent. And so then we have I shouldn't make excuses for the guy, but maybe he was just trying to get out of the military because he was beefing with my ex-husband too. And I think he was maybe just trying to use someone to get out of the military. Something was going on, and he wanted out in the worst way. And maybe he just couldn't get out. I don't know. Other than going AWOL. So, I don't know if he's still in prison now or if they let him out. It's kind of scary to think that, you know. But, you know, his wife, though, was young, and I think within 2 years she'd found another husband. She was married to a different civilian guy. I asked her if he was a soldier, and she said no, he was a civilian. So she found herself a civilian husband. I don't know if she's still married or not. I would have absolutely no idea how to get a hold of her. I hope she's well, though. And I know she had, her baby would have been maybe about 2-3 years younger than my kids. So, if she had any more kids, I don't know. But it was kind of fun that she'd found a man and had a baby with him. You know, a lot of times that's the urge of men and women, is to be together and have a child together. Isn't that, you know, the object of the circle of life is to procreate, you know? If you take everything away, take away all buildings, take away everything, take away money, cars, buildings. We just had humans, nothing modern, and we go back to the primal ages. The purpose of humans is to procreate. You know, take away the primal, the brain where man decided that we needed to have clothes on, and someone decided we needed money and all this stuff. The only purpose of humans is to procreate now, isn't it? According to the Word of God, isn't it? I mean, now for women, there's like 2 times a year, just like animals. That's spring and fall. Nothing says that a woman has to procreate in a marriage just for recreation. And the recreation thing needs some looking at, related to, oh, I'm going to get married to this woman, I'm going to have me a wife, and I'm going to get some recreational procreation whenever I want it, because that's her job to do it. No, it's not her job to keep you entertained in the recreational libido department. No, it's not her job to do that. Absolutely no. No. It's not her job to do anything for you recreationally in that sense. It's a choice between 2 people. Not a, oh gosh, well, if you're not going to do this stuff, then we can't be married anymore. You can't be my wife anymore. You can't stay here anymore. Then you're holding her hostage. It's like, well, you're legally married. Now she don't want to do that with you. And you decide, well, I'm going to go out and find me another woman then. Okay, you're going to do that. You end up making another woman with child. And then you have to pay child support to that other woman while you're married to the woman who won't give you anything. Now you make her a little bit more mad, but you know you can't get out of the marriage. Now can you? Because of the fact that things are tough. Times are tough right now. And there might be something keeping the 2 of you together, right? Something's keeping the 2 of you together. Maybe you like her. Maybe she has a job. She gets paid better than you do. Right? Something. Maybe you get some extra money from the government because the 2 of you are married, maybe. I don't know. Something's keeping you together. You know, so you go out and you make you make a bad thing even worse. You jump from the frying pan into the fire. When you go out and you decide, oh, I gotta quench this urge. Oh, wasn't there an energy drink called Urge? Quench this urge? I never thought till just now how they go hand in hand together. You got to quench this urge because, just because. And you made things worse for a whole lot of people. Well, or is it that society makes it worse because we don't run around like we're a bunch of idiots in a herd of animals, like we're a bunch of sheep. Sometimes I think sheep and donkeys are actually more intelligent than humans are. Sometimes I do think that from time to time, that donkeys and sheep are more intelligent than humans are. And up until they get into a farm. Now, if they're forced into a farming living, that's a problem. Okay, so, yeah, I think that's it for right now. I could keep on talking about nothing, but I don't know, I just don't feel it. I don't feel like talking about nothing anymore. So, oh, you want me to make a kitty? I can make a kitty. You want me to make a kitty? A crochet kitty? I'm going to do that in another video. How about we do that? Oh my gosh, I've been on here an hour and 24 minutes. I ranted for a little bit, didn't I? I ranted about nothing, though. It's like I'm trying to not do that anymore. I'm just trying to not rant about nothing, but, you know, it's just one of those things when you don't have anybody to talk to. Yeah, I can do that. Make a Hello Kitty. That would be kind of fun. Make a kind of an abstract kitty crochet thing. I'm pretty sure I can do that. So, alright, I'm going to be done right now, and I'll see you guys a little bit later. I don't know if I'll do... Hello Kitty will be... Let me see what I can come up with. Thanks for watching.